name is Z, and today we are talking about rigging. So today's video is not a tutorial, like it's not about how to do stuff, it's more about how not to do stuff. So in this video I'm going to cover some rigging techniques that are perhaps past their due dates. Yeah, before using a technique you find on the web, always look for like the expiration date. If the rigging video you're watching came out in 2006, hello, it's 2021, right? Like, move on, it's not great anymore. Like, using drawing pivots instead of peg pivots in 2001 is not recommended. But that'll be for another video. Today we're focusing about limbs. So it's great because Z is actually a good example of what not to do for a rig. And the only reason I could do it for her was because this rig had a very specific job. It was a rig I made to do emotes and little poses for my videos. It's not a rig I'm going to animate running and doing 360 animation with crazy backflips and magic and... Not just stand by while the world dies. It's a rig I'm just using to do some emotes for Discord and little like animations from my YouTube tutorials. So what I did works great for small animation, PSA or like preschool shows, that's gonna work. But the minute you want to upscale your animation, the things I'm gonna talk about today are not great. Alright, so let's dive in Z's rig and see all the counter-example of what a good rig is. Alright, so first, the arm. The arms are literally just one drawing. So if I need a new one, I need to draw the whole thing. So like, if I go here and I go to the drawing substitution view, here, and see all I have available, I have this one, this one, this one. I have a bunch of different arms that I can choose from, but they're all one big drawing. So like, if I want to change the hand on this one, I would need to redraw the whole arm, which is fine for what I needed. But for a show that you need to do episode with, not that great. So always make sure that you always have at least like the arm and the hand, or like the leg and the foot, which is what I have for Z's leg. So let's go explore Z's legs. So these legs are fairly simple. I knew I wouldn't have to use crazy Z depth or crazy like foreshortening. So honestly, they're just a foot that can like rotate, and I put an auto patch in there. I felt fancy. And for the leg, it's just one piece, and I just put a deformer on it to like move it. And you know, the feet are not even tied to the deformer because I didn't need that. So you know, if I do this with my leg, I kind of need to go get the feet, and yeah. Woohoo! I should have used a kinematic output, but you know, I didn't need to. So that works great if you have a very simple series or like a preschool show or something that is super simple, because the minute that you want to have the top of the leg behind the body and maybe this part of the leg behind the other leg, it's not gonna work, because if I want to change the Z depth of my piece, I can only do it on the whole piece. So it's always going to be the whole piece that get in front or behind the other ones, which is not that great. However, if instead I've used two drawings for the legs, I could have been able to have this part be in front and this part be behind my leg, which is what I'm going to show you in a minute. So that's what I have on the left side, which is the original legs that I use for my simple rig. So it's not bad. That's why I put it in yellow instead of red. It's okay, but it's very limited. So you have your foot and your leg that is one big piece that you can then move. So it works great, it's fine. But if I go here, I have another system for that leg, and it's not much more complicated. I still have my two limbs with two deformers to control. However, under this deformer, I've done something that you're never supposed to do either. Never put pegs under a deformer, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. And I'm also going to show you why it's okay to do it in that small percentages of chances. So I have this leg here, which is what you see into this green box. And this leg is great because it has two drawings for the limb. And of course, I was lazy. I just took Z's rig and I cut the leg in half. Usually, if you're a good person, you would have your leg finished in a perfect circle so that it rotates well with the other, but you know, not today. I just cut the leg in half because I was in a hurry, and anyway, for the deformer leg it works, so who cares? So that means that I can still have my deformer show up. But if I need this leg to be in front of this one, I'll be able. So let me just get a drawing. Gonna put it here quickly. Gonna make a little thingy here. So if this is a stick, and I need my leg to be in front and behind the stick, I'll be able to take that piece and press on Alt and the down arrow to put that piece of the leg in front, and that piece will stay behind. They're still controlled by the deformer. However, their Z space is handled by these little pegs. And you know, in my videos, I always say never put pegs under a deformer, which is true, but they're like, you know, rules are made to be bent, not broken. Bend. Don't break the rules, kids. And these pegs, it's okay that they're here because I'm only using them for Z-axis. I'm not like moving them. Because if I take this peg here and I move it, ooh, weird things are bound to happen for many reasons. If you don't know why, check out my deformer series and I explain it there because I don't have time today. But it's okay to use these pegs if you only use them for Z-axis. to put something in front or behind another thing. So if you want to do some very simple legs with like one big deformers in them, which I don't recommend. Usually for my rigs, I always do peg-based limbs. So like one piece here with a peg that rotates, one piece here with a peg that rotates. But you know, for very quick PSAs or preschool animation or very simple rig, don't be scared to use one big deformer. Just remember to at least split your limb in half so that you can still have access to some Z depth in there. Alright, so for that limb, I will explain you how to do it. It's very simple. So we're starting fresh. All I have are 2 pieces here. I'm just going to go on that limb and I'm gonna redo the deformer just to show you. So I go here, I go get my deformer button, I go get the bone because that's what I want. I could have used a curve as well, like, or a curvalope or anything. But I'm gonna use a bone because it's simple. I'm gonna go here, click, 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 maybe adjust it a little bit. And that's my bone. I'm just going to remember that this is where my bone kind of folds. And then I'm gonna go to my leg here and I will take my cutter tool and I'm gonna cut the leg. So I'm gonna go here, do this and release to have a clean cut. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now we're trying to go quick here. And then I cut it. I make a new drawing, which is gonna be the bottom of the leg because I have no idea what that's called. Oh no, I think it's called a shin. No, yes, shin. So that's gonna be my new piece. I'm gonna place it here and I'll give it the same treatment as the other for the auto patch, but I'm not gonna talk about it today because you know how auto patch works. So I'm just gonna put it here. So now you have a peg here to control the leg and the foot, of course, but you can also put a peg under it. So I'm gonna create a new peg for my leg. I'm gonna place it here with, you know, the pivot at the right place. And then for the shin, I'm gonna go here, paste my art. I'm gonna give it a peg. And this peg, I'm gonna connect it under the deformer. Yes, we're putting pegs under the deformer, but I already told you why. It's fine, because we're just moving the Z-depth. We're not gonna animate them. And that's it. It's as easy as that. Of course, I need to fix the auto patch with that one, but no time for today. So now you can have this deformer to move it. And if you click on the piece, you can bring it forward and backward in Z space. How amazing is that? It's pretty great. So I hope you had fun, and I'm gonna see you again next week for more knowledge. Bye!
Just stay